Hello, you all. Welcome to this new edition of Lectio Musica, the place for great lyrics, great music, and great meaning. My name is Guilain Prince. I'm a Franciscan friar from Canada. Love rock music for a long time, especially hard rock, metal, and prog. Once a week, I come back to my little office when I do some research during the day, and I listen to a new song for me, not necessarily for you. This is the case this week with The Warning. The Mexican band, the Three Sisters, published an LP called Era. On this LP, there is a song called Amour, the French word for love. Now, you have to know that within these 13 instrumental pieces that you have on the LP, Era, there are 6 songs that were published on a previous EP a year ago. And this EP was called Mayday, which means that to cover the full album in 2022, I already have done 6 of those songs a year ago. This is why you have, for example, after the introduction, 404, you have Disciple. Disciple was covered last year. It is Lectio Musica LM81. Choke LM80. That's the first one I did last year. Animosity LM82, and so on. If you want to cover the same order of the LP Era, you have to look for LM81, LM80, LM82. And then suddenly, Money, LM107, that's the first I did last week. And Amour is LM108, and so on. The only exception to that is the fact that I cover the introduction in LM107 last week, because it's part of the long playing LP. It was not on the EP of last year. This being said, my videos are pretty much always done the same way. 3 sections. First, I will react as naturally as possible to a new song. This week, it will be the song Amour. Second section, I will then do a short analysis. I will read and comment the way I understand the lyrics. There are not many difficulties this week, but I will ask you some clarification. Maybe you will be able to help me with some of the lines of this song. Third, I will react to a live video. Sometimes it's the video, sometimes it's a live video. That's the case this week. Of course, my videos are long. They are 30, 35, 45, and even 1 hour and a half, depending on the length or the difficulty of the song. Don't worry about that. Just go directly to the section you want to watch. That's it. I don't mind. You don't mind. We are both happy. I take my time. You go and get what you want. If you want to come just for the reaction to the lyrics video and to the live version, just go to section 1 and 3. It's easy. It will appear right here, up in the screen. As for now, without adding anything, let's go to the lyrics video in 3, 2, 1. There we see the influence.
Left me lonely together. Who knows what we'll become? Like 2 birds of a feather, a pair of broken hearts in one.
Fusion.
We keep running from our feelings, running in circles to see what we may find. It's a game that we're playing, but it's a game that we both like. Breathe for me, breathe think you should. Bleed for me, show me that I'm worth it. Am I worth it? Bleed for me, do you love and hate me? Would you make me? Bleed for you, prove that I am willing. Are you willing to bleed for me, say if I were dying, would you die for me? Would you die for me? Now would you die? Je t'aime pour toujours, mon chrétien. Je te déteste, amour de ma vie. Je ne m'aime pas, je t'adore. Bleed for me, bleed for me. Bleed for me, bleed for me. Bleed for me, show me that I'm worth it. Am I worth it? Bleed for me, say if I were dying, would you die for me? Would you die for me? Now would you die for me? Die for me.
It's not a question anymore, Diane. Oh, well. I have to say that, you know that to prepare this, I read and translate for myself the lyrics of the song. And I have to say that I'm pretty sure I got the song quite well. But I want to hear you. I want to see your comments down here below. Let's read the lyrics and comment as they come. I will have general reflections to make at the end, as usual. Verse 1. The first paragraph is verse 1. By the way, when I write verse 1, this is the impression I get from listening to the song. And sometimes we have indications on lyric sites, but sometimes we have nothing. Let's be lonely together. Who knows what we'll become? Like two birds of a feather, a pair of broken hearts in one. We keep running from our feelings, running in circles to see what we may find. It's a game that we're playing, but it's a game that we both like. I would say that a good portion of the song is made of sentences that we hear in many love songs. So, the verse 1 is one of them. Let's be lonely. Let's bring our two loneliness together. Who knows what we'll become? This is, for me, the topic of the song. Two loneliness together. What will become of that? Like two birds of a feather, an English expression to express proximity. A pair of broken hearts in one fusion. We keep running from our feelings, running in circle to see what we may find. So we don't go in the core of what could happen. We just stay at the superficie. Let's go into the center of it. Let's enter into it. It's a game that we are playing, but it's a game that we both like. Until now, pretty innocent. As we can see, this is only the first layer. The pre-chorus. Plead for me, show me that I'm worth it. Am I worth it? Plead for me, do you love and hate me? Would you make me plead for you, bleed for you? Prove that I am willing. Are you willing to plead for me, bleed for me, say, if I were dying? Quite an intriguing paragraph, I should say. Let's begin. Plead for me, to plead, to ask strongly in the name of someone else, plead for me. I'm not sure it makes all that much sense, but it rhymes with bleed. Bleed for me, we know what it means. Bleed for me. It could be physically, so you have to suffer external obstacles and difficulties so that you bleed. Or it can mean share your life, share your blood for me. It could be something inside as well. Show me that I'm worth it. If you don't plead, you don't bleed, as it doesn't show that I worth it. So if I worth something in your eyes, I will accept to suffer. I would put personally, because in the video it's presented as two distinct it's not the same sentence. It's really show me that I'm worth it. Am I worth it? You will answer by suffering. Plead for me, bleed for me. Do you love and hate me? What does that mean here? What does that mean here? And I would suggest that the love is being asked in a destructive way. If you love me, you will hurt me, or you will hate me here, in terms of behavior. Would you make me plead for you, bleed for you? So would you, by making me suffering, would I bleed for you? Would I plead for you? So it turns the whole thing around. And I will prove that I am willing. Are you willing? Now it goes back to the other. To plead for me, bleed for me. Say if I were dying. So let's talk. If I were dying, would you do that? And would you bleed for me? Would you say? So when I bleed for you, do you bleed for me? And do you answer to me by bleeding as well? Do you know what it makes me think? Some kind of pact of suicide, or I don't think that two people would choose to suffer in that way. But will you go through this hard moment showing that you love me, as I will do it? Probably. You know something? The warning. They are never like anyone else. What is it that brings them always into surprising, unexpected areas of the soul, of the mind, is beyond my understanding. And like artistically, I think this is fascinating. In terms of human values, I don't know what to think of the song, because it's called love, amour in French. But let's continue. Now the chorus. Would you die for me? Would you die for me? Now, would you die? This is interesting because would you die is sometimes a rhetorical question. Someone will ask to a beloved one, would you die for me? To measure in a way the value or the amount of love that the other one carries. But I think that the warning are literally taking lines from love songs and turning everything into a nightmare. That's what I suspect. Verse 2. Do you think it's too easy to love the light we show? It is only in shadows where the truth is finally known. Come a little closer, tear me apart, like you promised that you would. Life is better when broken. You get just what you think you should. Phenomenal. It's too easy when we see only the beautiful side of love or light in life. Now, real love, according to this paragraph, has to endure into the shadow, not into darkness or into dark moments or crossing difficulties with someone else's, with someone else. No, it's life in shadows is truth where the truth is finally known. So there's a, do you dare to show me your real love while we are in the shadow? Come a little closer, which is the fusion that you saw in the first paragraph. Tear me apart. I don't know if it's literally in any way or even psychologically. Break me. Tear me apart. Like you promised that you would. You promised that you would do that. That's why it makes me think of some kind of alliance in death or suicide contracts of some kind. Life is better when broken. We live life to the fullness when we are broken. You get just what you think you should. This is what we talked. You knew that you would go through this. So don't be surprised. You already know this pre-chorus. You already know this chorus, except that there is one line that is added at the end you might also like. And then, je t'aime pour toujours, mon cœur est tien. Je te déteste, amour de ma vie. Je ne mens pas, je t'adore. In the video, they forgot to put the S, but it takes a S here. I love you forever. My heart is yours. I hate you. I would put a comma here to be very precise. Love of my life, amour de ma vie. Je ne mens pas. I do not lie. I adore you. I would do the same here. We go back to the pre-chorus that you already know and to the chorus, but with this very big difference. Before the chorus ended on a question mark. Here, yeah, die for me. You remember in Disciple, the last word that Paula sings, ignorance. We barely hear it on the recording, is essential. Because what is the song Disciple says is that those disciples are trapped in a rhetoric of ignorance. By keeping the people ignorant of reality, you can control, you can manipulate them. Here, die for me, the last words, not a question mark anymore. The person, in a way, seems to me giving a command. Die for me. Yeah. Let's go through the song now. Structurally simple. Thus, pre-chorus, chorus, A, B, C. verse, pre-chorus, chorus, A, B, C. I just add a little C prime to say that there's one more line. Then there is D bridge in French, D, and then pre-chorus and chorus again with a little difference, but the structure of the chorus itself is not that much changed, just a little bit longer. It's a simple structure. The intro bass opening puts this song into beyond the eras of rock. We could put that into hard rock or even more recent rock. It's pretty much everywhere. The sound, the texture of the sound for the bass. The I would say the signature comes with the guitar, as always with the Warning, except from once or twice. The drum is really from today. In this case, we can feel the influence of the beginning of the 2000, I would say, personally. Maybe end of 90s. Melodically, I'm a bit surprised. It doesn't stand out like many other songs of The Warning. It's interesting, but not exceptional. This song, in terms of melody, is not exceptional. There are no instruments in here. The drum is not exceptional. The bass is not exceptional. The guitar is not exceptional. The melody is not exceptional. I wrote here of expected melodic lines. I would say that it's a more generic song than we are used to normally with The Warning. But this being said, I know enough of the Warning to know that it's on purpose. These women, they can really make great song. It's on purpose. There's a secret for that choice, artistic choice, that lies in the lyrics. Now, in terms of the lyrics, it begins, I wrote, as the most non-warning song I ever heard. By that I mean the lyrics are very common. The melody is not surprising in any way. At first, it's a set of lines that we hear abundantly in love songs. And the verse 1, the pre-chorus, and the chorus are not that surprising. We have to be very careful in the pre-chorus to notice that there's something bizarre in there. And then we understand that this song is leading us to a very unexpected twist. Something changed in verse 2. To love, to be loved with our darkest sides, it's okay, that's a positive thing. But here, it becomes a nightmare. Would you die for me? As a question, in fact, becomes almost literal, even if it's metaphorical. Would you die inside yourself? It's terrible to die for someone while being asked by that someone to. It's not something that you choose. The use of what we call the device of French in that song, the language of love, is there to amplify the love declaration, and pretty much what it says is, you are the love of my life, I adore you, but you are the love of my life, but you lose your life for me now. At first, everything seems to start as a non-warning song. But then it turns into a real warning song by bringing us somewhere unexpected, somewhere crooked, bizarre, in the fusion, love fusion turns into a love nightmare. Here, words are used as tool to manipulate, apparently, to manipulate in someone into action, to do something. Die for me. Without further detail on the situation. So maybe you will be able to tell me down here that all of this is metaphorical, but the song itself is not that clear. In fact, like I said, it sounds to me like some kind of alliance into death, or suicide, or co-murdering of two people to live in death, the last fusion presented at the beginning of the song. I hate you, love of my life, is what a line. Musically, this song illustrates what it is talking about at first. I mean, the first line for me, what this love will become, is terrible. And for me, there is something very strong in the song that you present not lightly, but in a song like Choke, for example, is emotionally very charged, and it says something. Let me go deep into my suffering. Let me go, and even help me to go there. But everything is charged musically, very, very. Here, everything is pretty much close to neutral, but what it's talking, the topic of the song is charged, is strong. That's why I wrote, let's not be fooled. Let's not be fooled by the ambiance of the song, because it describes something terrible from my point of view. Maybe I misunderstood the song. Just write it down here. So what is my opinion of the song? I love the Mexican Sister. Artistically, they always bring something unexpected into a song, even if sometimes it's crooked reality. So here, something beautiful is turned into a nightmare, and a nightmare that bathes into beauty. This is typically the warning. I recognize them in that kind of topic, the way they treat that question. This is where I recognize the warning. With Disciple, Choke, Animosity, the power, I think that this song is talking about the power of manipulation as well. It belongs to the same set of songs here. In the case of Disciple, it's more social level, or maybe a sect or something. Choke is I would say more animosity. Animosity is friendship, if I remember well. Yeah. Musically, it's good stuff. It's not my favorite song. But like I said, sometimes on an album, you need what we call breathing space, transition. And this is a false breathing space. This is a transition that looks like nothing, but in the end, it's a very, very, I would say hard. The song is hard about the situation, even if the presentation has a certain lightness to it. I find it irresistible for that, or fascinating would be the word for that. In terms of values, I'm not sure where we are going here. And to answer the song, to answer the meaning of the song, I will have to wait for the whole album to be presented right in front of my eyes. Maybe this has something to do in the plot being uncovered through the songs. But so in terms of meaning, I'm not sure what to make of the song at this point. I'll come back certainly about it and talk with you guys about how this song makes sense to you. As for now, let's go directly to the live version of the song. Are you ready? It's a very different live version. It is a sound check. I don't know from where, but this sound check is fascinating because we see them in a very natural setting. It is not in a performance mode. They are simply playing the music and they react to the sound they hear, and the sound engineers, they react to how this sound in that particular venue, I don't know where they are. So I know it's not high quality sound, but it's sufficient. The little 2 seconds I heard, sufficient to say, okay, let's see, that will be interesting. Let's go. That question at the beginning. We say in French, ils sont habillés en mou. They are dressed in very casual. Paulina is very talented. Very talented. Both as drummer and singer. Voice is wonderful, isn't it? Daniela. Exceptional. Paulina is exceptional. Alejandra looks like she's about to fall asleep. Oh, it feels a bit too much. Technician is right there in the middle of the Yep. I love it. Loved it. I love that. Very illuminating. Very illuminating. Let's say a few words about that. First of all, I have to say that Paulina is an exceptional drummer. In this practice, we can see that because we talk about the faces she makes, but we rarely mention how composed and efficient she is a drummer. Her body is very much centered. She is right there. And her hands are extremely precise, strong. They are strong. And the fact that she plays, I was able to sing while drumming. Some people are able to sing while drumming. There's Gilmore in the band Triumph. There's the drummer of Boston. But usually you keep your singing in section. You don't have to be very much concentrated in your drumming. She plays very complex drum lines while singing complex harmonies. That is phenomenal. If I remember well, for example, Phil Collins was able to do backup vocals when he was on drums, but he couldn't sing lead when he was on drums. Paulina is able to do that. And she plays great drumming while singing. That's remarkable. The other element is we see Daniela we can understand how important she is in terms of energy in a band. She is the one bringing the energy of the songs. So when she sings like that, she does what she has to do, but nothing more. She plays the notes, she sings the notes as well. But the overall performance loses so much when she is like that. So we can understand how phenomenal she is as a performer. And we can see as well when Alejandra, she played the notes, she sang the notes, everything was there, but she almost looked like she was about to sleep. I mean, by that she was not very. She is brilliant in a show. She's a magnet. The way she moves in a very feline way. She's tall, so her moves are tall, are big as well. She occupies a lot of space. Here we can see that we lost everything here because it's only a practice, and it really brings to our conscience how important it is for them to have some, we say showmanship in English, but here we should say showwomanship. The fact that they are showwomen and they really shine in front of an audience. And that was fantastic to hear that. Let's see now. Next week we will do the song Error. It will be Lectio Musica 109 of their last LP Error. It will be, no, not 7 of 7 weeks. It will be the second of 7 weeks of that series. But with these 7, we will have done the 13 songs of the album instrumental piece. Don't forget, always a reaction, analysis, and reaction to live. All of this has in 8 languages as for the subtitles. And the premiere is always at 1:30. Now, I noticed something last week. 1:30 is a great hour for Europeans, so most of the time I have a bit more people from Europe, for example, at the premiere, but now because it's North American time and Mexico will be even further down, like even in the morning. So, which means that we don't have that many people. We only have between 40, 50 people at the premiere, but still. Those of you who can, we have a lot of fun. Be there, 1:30 Montreal time. If you don't want to miss out anything, just subscribe by pushing the little button right here called subscribe, and will appear right beside it a small bell. Click on the bell. That will tell me I want to be notified when a new video comes on this channel, or I want to be notified when the premiere will happen, and you will have the exact time for you to watch it. As for now, I'm really happy I've been through that. It's not the best song until now, but it's intriguing enough to let me know that I really want to hear something else, I really want to hear the rest of the album. See you next week for the song Era. Bye bye.